get out of talking about it later. My dad wasn't going to let this one fly. But for now, he was quiet as I laid my head against the window and pretended to sleep for the rest of the drive home. Of course, my dad wouldn't admit that there was anything wrong with hybrids, even if it was the truth. He'd never admit that they were dangerous, or that they were unnatural, or that they were some kind of unholy abomination. He'd never admit to any of the horrible things other monsters said about hybrids. He'd never admit because I was one. Chapter 3, Putting on the Mask. I rode my bike down to Scooter's house, hoping a normal day would chase away the weirdness of the previous one. The temperature had dropped a couple degrees, but the bright sun felt warm on my shoulders as I pedaled down the street, the breeze ruffling my hair as squirrels dashed madly from tree to tree, hiding the last of their nuts for the summer. Scooter lived on the edge of town, in the mobile home park. The faded wooden sign reading Sunnyfield Estates greeted me as turned off the main road. The word estates in the name seemed almost intentionally sarcastic. Most of the trailers were run down, with sun-bleached siding, rusted awnings hanging over doors, and weeds overgrowing the small patches of grass that surrounded them. I sometimes felt bad that I lived in what was basically a mansion, while my best friend lived somewhere like this. I knew Scooter didn't mind, but I still couldn't help but feel a twinge of guilt whenever he came over to visit. Scooter's house was one of the more well-kept ones on the street. The blue paint wasn't peeling, while flower boxes, colorful pinwheels, and other various garden decor brightened up the yard. Scooter's mom might not have a lot of money, but she always keeps her place neat. I leaned my bike against the side of the house and climbed the steps. I rapped on the door, 4 fast knocks and 4 slow, the way me and Scooter always did. There was no answer, so I tried the door. It wasn't locked, so I let myself in. "Hello?" I called, waiting for my eyes to adjust to the dim entryway. As they did, a blur of motion to my left caught my eye. I wheeled around to face it, only to be met with the twisted face of a demon. The creature had pinkish, gnarled flesh, as though it had been recently burned. Its glassy, pale green eyes bulged from its face, and its mouth, open in a horrific snarl, displayed rows of sharp and crooked teeth. Before it even had a chance to let out its guttural growl, I had already jumped back a foot and pressed myself against the wall. The guttural growl was replaced by laughter. Scooter's hands reached up to remove the demon mask from his face, as I tried to calm my racing heart. "Geez, Scooter," I said, rolling my eyes. He was laughing so hard he was wheezing, as his face turned red. "Man, you should have seen your face," he exclaimed. Yeah, very funny. I hope you're